And now I'm talking
Couple nights a week. Couple nights a week. I'm gonna give you my love. I'm gonna give you my love. A couple nights a week.
Hi, I'm Dan Kilian. A couple nights ago we were talking about baseball, and I thought who better to talk about baseball with than Steve Epstein, host of Atlanta Baseball Talk. Hey, Epi.
Hey, Dan.
Atlanta Baseball Talk has been around for...
Since 2007.
That's crazy. That's like 5 years.
We're heading into like our 7th season.
My math
Yeah.
sucks. I just did bad subtraction just now, right?
I want to say to the Atlanta Baseball Talk folks, this is Dan, formerly of the K's, who do the music for the intro and the outro.
Shiraqin was the original theme.
Shiraqin was the original intro music, that's right.
For you Atlanta Braves talk trivia buffs, it was Shiraqin was the first theme song, and now it's Turn It Up. It was deemed a little more up-tempo. Well, what made you say, I'm in Atlanta, I'm going to do this thing?
Well, I moved to Atlanta in 92 and became a big Braves fan. The Southeast is college football. And if not college football, it's NFL. And this baseball just doesn't get that much play. So I started looking for a podcast. There was really nothing out there. And that gave me the idea to just do it myself. And so I got one of my good buddies, Hamilton, who's a native Atlantan. And then a year later, we added a third guy, Kurt. And we've been doing it forever now. I mean, we did our 200th show a couple months ago.
It's evolved to the point where you're going into the games themselves.
It's been incredible to be down there. Although it's a weird scene in the clubhouse. I'm not saying the players aren't nice, but it's very much they're doing their job to take a couple minutes out of their, getting dressed and getting ready for batting practice and stuff time to talk to you. The vibe is a little chilly and weird in the clubhouse. You're really just walking up cold to a player at their locker.
What would you say is your best get so far? Risk
Well,
of hurting
our first
someone's feelings.
get was Tom Glavine,
Glavine.
who's a future Hall of Famer. You've heard of him.
Definitely. I should tell the viewers that I'm talking to Epi on the moon. With a little technical difficulty, we've got Epi back with the headphones.
Probably our biggest exposure came from an interview we had with Javi Lopez, who was the Braves catcher through through a number of their division titles. And everyone believes that Javi did steroids. We were talking to Javi. It was right after Mark McGwire had been interviewed by Bob Costas. McGwire came out and said something like he wished he hadn't played during the steroid era. And so that's how I broached the subject with Javi. I asked him if I mentioned the McGwire interview and asked if he had any regrets about playing in the steroid era. And Javi went on to all but come out and admit that he did steroids and that there were other people in the clubhouse doing steroids. The local Braves beat writer for the Atlanta paper, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, wrote an article about it. The main baseball blogger for NBC Sports linked to it. It was sort of a big moment for us that grabbed a lot of audience.
So not only did you get the scoop, you became part of the story.
We became part of the story.
Hammy's in Boston now?
Hammy lives in Boston now,
Hammy
yep.
lives in Boston. Which brings us to the obvious question from your youth. We grew up as Red Sox fans. Is there any inner turmoil, anything going to Atlanta and becoming an Atlanta Braves fan after being a childhood Red Sox fan? And am I allowed to tell your audience this?
You are allowed. I may have talked about it at some point. Yeah, really no inner turmoil. When I went to college and got so involved in theater and all that stuff, I really stopped watching all professional sports. I really just dropped all my allegiances. So I sort of became this sports agnostic and came to Atlanta and sort of rediscovered all that. So I felt like I had a clean slate. Like I said, I have a soft spot for the Red Sox, but when they come to town, I'm certainly rooting for the Braves. And if the Braves met the Red Sox in the World Series, I would have there would be no conflict. I mean, I'm rooting for the Braves. I've been here 20 years.
I think we swear on this show.
Atlanta Baseball Talk is a family-friendly
now
show.
the moment has passed, and I don't really. Now I'm like, holy shit, and it's like kind of phony. Who's the laziest baseball player?
I'd say the last guy that we all really hated, Bob Wickman, who was really overweight, clearly was sweating gravy out there every night, had a bad attitude. He was the last Brave that I think was really out of shape and people just could not stand.
Who do you love? Who needs more love? Either way.
Maybe Brian McCann, the Braves catcher, had a terrible year because he was really injured this past season and people turned on him. And yeah, he's not getting as much love as he should.
The Red Sox the Yankees are clean shaven. They've got the ugly mustaches and they're the bad boys. Do you buy those team personality things? Do you go by that at all? And would you say that the Atlanta Braves have a personality?
Yeah, I think it's very easy to hate the top 5 payroll teams in baseball. There's no doubt about it. I mean, the Red Sox, the big mustaches and the underdog stuff. I mean, you're right. Like that was true in the middle of the 2000s, but they're really no different than the Yankees now. Nor the Cubs, nor the Dodgers, nor the Angels. The Braves are they are middle of the 30 teams in payroll. The Braves are likable because while they will trade for a big guy once in a while, but that stuff is rare for the Braves. There's so much homegrown talent up through their minor league system that makes it very rootable. The Braves are one of the youngest teams in baseball. Again, you've heard about these guys. They're, big prospects from the minors. You wait for them to come up. I mean, that stuff makes it even more enjoyable to root for the team. This has been A Couple Nights a Week, and good night.